Hello, 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 my friends. Kaitlyn here, and are you starting college? Are you starting college as a super innocent person? Because I did. So I was a super goody two-shoes in high school and very, very innocent, but I hated if people pointed that out. I felt like I could take care of myself, and ultimately that ended up being true, but there were definitely some rude awakenings along the way, and not everyone is so lucky. So I wanted to talk about a couple things that I was super naive about when I was going into college. So first, let's talk about the not at all sinister things that are involved in living on your own. So it's very likely if you grew up in a middle-class suburban home, especially with two parents, you may never have had to do your own laundry. And then you go to college and laundry can get a little more complicated. Like you gotta figure out the coin dispensers. You gotta figure out, well, what laundry detergent do I actually use? What has my mom been using? How long do you dry your clothes? Which clothes should you hang up instead of drying? Like, what is supposed to happen? There are also gonna be things that most people know and you're not going to know. A good example for me would be that I didn't know with popcorn you had to take the plastic wrapper off. I had never fixed popcorn before in a microwave, and so I just pulled it out of the box and I was like, I guess I just put it in like this, maybe? I don't know. Fortunately, I didn't actually microwave it. I had someone who was like, wait, no, don't do that, but before any fires were started. And finally, be prepared. Like, get a small little sewing kit and actually learn how to sew a button on. There are gonna be times where you have a little hole or a button missing and you're like, oh, do I just throw this shirt or pants away? No, just sew it back on. It's very simple. You can do it. All right, now that we've got the basics out of the way, let's talk about dating and people who are friends but really just want to date you. So freshman year is amazing because everyone is so open and everyone wants to meet new people and make new friends, and you just find that people will talk to you a lot more than in later years in college or just generally anywhere else in life. Freshman year is amazing for that. But as many people as there are who are looking to make new friends, there are also people who are looking to find a new significant other. So within the first few weeks of my freshman year, I thought I'd made a lot of new guy friends, but I quickly realized that they actually were not as interested in me once they found out that I had a boyfriend. They were really there because they thought I was single and was cute and maybe they could date me. So yeah, as soon as people find out that you are taken, the number of people waiting in line to be your friend may go down just a little bit. And you know what? That's okay. People are only interested in having some sort of relationship with you romantically or sexual or something like that. If that's all they want and you don't want that, then bye. Third, I learned that the world is a lot dirtier minded of a place than I had ever experienced before. When you're not in high school where there can be disciplinary action taken against you, people curse a lot, including professors, and there's a lot of talk about sex. I was not used to hearing the F word so much. It was really off-putting. Also, I'd only ever experienced people talking about sex in whispered tones and something that you didn't want other people to know that you were talking about, and it was very secretive. And that didn't happen anymore. People talked about it in normal conversation. This was both a good thing and a bad thing for me. It was a good thing because I don't think that sex should be such a secretive and repressed thing in society, but also a little bit bad just for me because I felt uncomfortable and very, very naive. And finally, the fourth thing, which is where we get to a little bit more of a sinister place, is that parties and frats can be dangerous places. So now I went in with the assumption that frats and college parties are places of debauchery and you should never go to any of them, and so I didn't. Looking back now at a place from a little bit more maturity, I can't just say that all frats and sororities are evil. Now the reason I thought that going into college was because I was like, this is the place where underage drinking and drugs happen. But actually, underage drinking and drugs are gonna happen pretty much anywhere. It doesn't have to just be at parties or just in frats. So my advice, if you are super naive, is to maybe not go to a giant frat party where you don't really know anyone and it's upperclassmen and there is a lot of drinking going on, just because I know that at the level of innocence that I was at when I went into college, I would not have been prepared for that. But if you do decide to go to some sort of party, make sure that you are 100% in charge of your drink at all times. People are nice and they're like, let me get you a refill. And that may be completely innocent, but it's better safe than sorry if you are the one that gets yourself refills. Also, if you've never had alcohol before or only had a little bit, you need to learn your tolerance. So that means going slowly and kind of knowing what's in your drink, like if you're just drinking a beer or if you're drinking a mixed drink. Those two things are going to affect you quite differently because the mixed drink has a lot higher of an alcohol content. So now, it is important to know that this advice is all kind of contingent on what sort of school you go to. Like going to a Bible college is going to be significantly different than going to a state university. Although, don't count Christian and other religious colleges as being completely devoid of all the kind of debauchery that I was talking about and fearing as an innocent person going into college, because trust me, it's there. It's definitely there. Also, if you're going into school and you are not naive or innocent about something, there's no reason to be a jerk because you know how to use a washing machine and someone else doesn't yet. And make sure that you look out for others with parties and drinking. Remember, don't let friends drink and drive. They say it all the time, but it's real. Get an Uber, please. And one really important thing is to trust your gut. If you have a bad feeling about something, then leave. Absolutely get out. So know the things, know the risks, take care of yourself as much as you can, but also go out and, you know, be a happy and fun and even somewhat innocent freshman. I would love to know if you have any questions about college, and I will try my best to answer them and maybe make some more videos about it because I've been to college and I know some things, ha ha ha. Go ahead and ask those questions down in the comments, and remember to check me out on some other social media channels. Instagram is my favorite. Come hang out with me and my cat and my coloring projects. I hope this video has excited you for college and made you smile, and I will see you guys on Thursday.